Okay. Good morning, guys, and welcome back to T2SMC Trader. How are you all? I hope everyone is cool. If you can hear me, if everything is good, I mean, the voice is clear, please let me know that beforehand. I think you can hear me. And please don't forget to push the like button. Mm, mm, mm. So let me actually keep it here. Okay. And hourly there. Perfect. Hey, Tamimi. Good morning, brother. Vin, good morning. You guys can hear me, right? Everything is cool. The market's so bad. Friday is the bank holiday. Disaster. Loud and clear. Hey, Sharada. How are you, Sharada? Thank you, Tamimi, for confirming that loud and clear. And did you guys check the calendar? We have bank holiday on Friday and non-farm payroll on Thursday. This is kind of weird. Thursday bank, I mean, non-farm payroll and Friday bank holiday. And also, we are going to trade last of the month and first of the month. Even the market is highly volatile. Oh man, how we are going to deal with this market? Tough market, I guess so. So we have PMI on Wednesday, Thursday non-farm payroll, Friday bank holiday. How we can plan actually for trading this week? Tomorrow is the last day of the month. That means the monthly candle is going to close tomorrow. Wednesday is the first day of the week, sorry, of the month. So a new candle is going to open from the monthly chart. Thursday we have non-farm payroll. Friday we have holiday. This is kind of very weird to me. Let's take some plan, actually borrow some plan from the friends and family. So let just give me some idea how we can plan for this week because I'm really confused because of the calendar. It's like very confusing to me. Hi Chitu, I want to buy 50K EOD day trader account. Do we need to pay activation fees? I will just wait for the uh, Suzivan because he's the one who is using my code for day traders. So when Suzivan will be here, I'll be able to reply you, Sharada. Okay. So just give me some more time until Suzivan is not here. I have no idea about the day traders. He told me that this is really good. That's why I opened an account with them. But I really didn't use that from. So I have no idea, brother. So I just wait for Suzivan to confirm. Tim, good morning, brother. How are you? Tahir Mustafa, good morning, brother. Dora, good morning, and thanks for the penguin. Dora, Team Jamil, Jamil Bundia, muito bem, obrigado, senhor. Sharada, those people who are my members, I'm going to give you one account. Tomorrow, I'll just make a public account, so public giveaway. Uh, but maybe on Friday, I will try to give a account only for the members. Okay, so if you are my member, I hope you will have an account. I just one account, so I'll give it to you. Okay, any of you out of the winner, but there will be the probability will be higher because I don't have a huge amount of members. Okay, Spoon is also here. So yeah, guys, hold on. I'll give you one Lucid account, pro account, 50K account. Good morning, Spoon. By the way, Harijali, good day. Thanks for the penguin, Sharada. And please don't forget to give me some idea because after seeing this calendar, I'm pretty much confused to say how I'm going to plan this week. This week is gonna be like so confusing week actually. As I told you, end of the month, first of the month, Friday holiday, Thursday non-farm payroll. So I think I should get some plan from you guys. So just share some plan to me, okay? Thank you, team. Uh, in the meantime, let's see what is happening on the chart. So I'll come to the chart. This is the weekly chart, and if I see this weekly candle, first of all, on Monday, the first thing I have to do is to look for the TGIF line, and as you can see here, this is the TGIF 30% over here. This is the 20%. Both of them has been done. So I'll keep two lines over here. So when I'll be in lower time frame, I'll just know that this is the TGIF line. So I'll make it bolder. TGIF has already been finished because on Friday TGIF was not finished. Now the TGIF has been finished even before the market open. Remember this low. If this low is shifted, that means this low is taken. I prefer this market to come until here, at least over there. So in other word, from here to here, if I go for the standard deviation, this is the 50%, and why 6 on 8, not 6 on 8. I need the quadrant level. Yeah, perfect. This is the 50%. This is the lower quadrant. I don't think so it will come to this lower quadrant, but at least until this 50%, which is aligned with this parabolic cap over here, and that buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency over here. They both are really so awesome to look for. So far, this market is rejecting from the upper quadrant, which was the best area for the reversal. I mean, not for the reversal, to continuation to the up run. As I told you, like I'm expecting this market will keep going higher until minus 2.5 standard deviation. This is so far is trading minus 2 standard deviation. As I have used week to week, I don't think so minus 2 standard deviation is important at all. It can give some kind of reaction. That reaction has already done, came here to this bullish fair value gap. It has been traded already. And then I really wanted to see the up run, but this last week was really unexpected to me. It should like it fall the way I didn't expect this is going to happen. However, this is what it is. Does it want to keep falling for this 50% to take this low? Or does it really would love to keep going higher to clear the buy side liquidity here, all of these relatively equal highs, and go for minus 2.5 standard deviation? That is the two things I'm watching right now. And again, the calendar is pretty much confused to me for this week. So I think today's candle is also going to tell me what is going to happen. I mean, if today's candle closed above this line over here, I think it will keep going higher. We'll see more about the price action from the lower time frame, but from the weekly charts, it is too much. I mean, so far it is like sideways. So after coming here, like or here, whatever you say, then this is all the price action, which is actually sideways. This is also a a sign of reversal because after a big run or I mean you see this big run, long run, it is started to consolidation. So it seems like this way market come here, start to consolidate for some weeks, like here, and then manipulation, and then again for the reversal. So this is kind of weird scenario for some few weeks. Maybe if it doesn't want to keep going higher immediately, it has a high probability to do this type of things. I mean, some weeks it will be sideways, and then after all the accumulation, people will see this is a bull flag. You see this run, and then there will be a bull flag, and then when they will see this, they will project until here somewhere. Okay, so like this here to here, they will project it from here to here, the same direction, same measurement. Okay, but in my opinion, if it really would love to consolidate, then it will actually, this is the accumulation, then manipulation, first stage of distribution, second stage accumulation, and then will fall and go for this low over here. I highly appreciate this market to start to go higher again. I mean, to start to go for the new all-time high over here without the consolidation. So it come here, take a break, and then start to go higher again. So I highly appreciate if it works like that way. But I think so. I mean, I think this week or the next week it will be confirmed that is it still bullish or is it bearish. I mean, for example, this week it came here, next week it came here again. So it will be like some kind of confirmation. Market is accumulating, and then finally market will clear all the buy side liquidity, then it will fall again, maybe until this area or this area, or maybe finally this market will simply take this low by here. We'll see actually what is going to happen next. For now, I would love to go to the daily chart. What is happening from the daily chart? Remember, this low is the valid swing low for shifting the market structure. So as long as this low is not taken, I'm not interested to see this market to keep falling. I'm still bullish. So far, I'm seeing this water block is trading too many times. Like this candle, market extended to your right. One, two, three, four. And today's candle just open, started to go higher. No wick. That is a sign that market is bullish. Like over here, open, keep going higher. Like open, keep going higher. A lot of time, open, keep going higher. Okay, so something like that. Open, keep going higher. Open, keep going higher. open a bit manipulation, but eventually it keep going higher. So can it keep going higher and close above this line by today's candle? So if it can close above this candle by today, I will use this candle as an order block. Now you'll say, brother, why this is the order block? Again, this is not the perfect water block. This candle is actually referring that specific candle. That market is actually going higher by using this candle as a support. So Monday's candle close above this high. I'll prefer this market. It will never come back again and take this low over here, and it will keep going higher for this relatively equal highs or for the buy side liquidity. Again, if today's candle doesn't close above this line, instead of that keep falling, that's gonna be bit suspicious to me. Okay, so we'll see how it is going to react with this TGIF line and also the previous day high. So I'll just look for this high over here. I'll just mark that high and I'll keep that line over here. This is for my not for the previous day high. So some of you can think that, okay, I'm looking for the previous day high. I'm not looking for the previous day high. I'm watching this candle, okay, this specific candle as my bullish PDRA. So if today's candle close above this line, I'll get my bullish PDRA over here. That is why I'm watching it. No, this high is not important to me because it is previous day high. This high is important to me because this candle is going to work as a bullish PDRA or as an order block. Buy side liquidity here, and finally the all-time high over there. Some of you keep asking me to the YouTube uh, videos, and I actually ignore most of the times because you ask me how to which video I can see for the top down analysis or from the highest price action. I mean, sorry, highest time frame to the lowest time frame. How I can break it? Okay, almost every day I do this type of things if I have the time. Almost every day I do this type of things. Okay, so you don't need to ask me this question through the comment. If you simply join me in the streaming at the beginning, actually, even if you don't want to stay for the rest of the time, it's okay. But at the beginning, when I do the top down analysis, I think it's more than enough for you to understand how to do this type of top down analysis, how I'm going to break all the things, okay, depending on the situation. This is nearly impossible to me, or I believe like this way, it is nearly impossible to learn the top down analysis by watching some videos. I don't think so it's possible because every day market is a new market. So you have an overall idea about the top down analysis, but not uh, like the way we use the 22 YT model. So I'll watch a video, then I'll learn, oh, okay, this is the 22 YT model. This is a breaker block. It's not something like that. It's something you have to practice with someone who actually really knows how to do that. I'm not saying I know how to do that, but there are a lot of people who actually knows how to do this type of top down analysis. So watch them regularly and practice it. Before watching them, make sure you have done your top down analysis, and then you will just come, you will see what he's saying, what you missed, or what you have added more over there that your mentor or whoever you are following, he's not doing. Okay, then end of the day, you will not going to judge. Instead of that, you will just compare yourself. What did I wrong? What did he wrong? Okay, so what was wrong over there? If he's wrong, then what explanation he has given, what was his mistake? Okay, something like this type of things. But if you are judgmental, I don't think so you will be able to be benefited by anyone, at least not from the social media. Okay, so I don't think so. So be free and try to be open to learn new things from different type of people. So that is all from the daily chart. I don't have any other PDRs that I can use. Some of you can say this is the market structure shift, fair value gap, market trade that fair value gap. Even if it trade that fair value gap, it didn't leave any kind of bearish order block because this gap didn't trade it by any sort of bullish candle. So for example, I'm wrong. This is actually going to fall. In that type of scenario, it has to come here to this gap as a bull candle. Then it has to close below that bull candle. Then the bull candle will work as a bearish order block. Then it will fall. Okay, something like that way. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but even if it would love to do that, it has to come back again to this specific fair value gap. However, again, this two line is suspicious to me. I'm gonna use this two line today. I'm pretty much confident that I'm going to use this two line as a support and resistance today. Directly, I'm coming back for 15-minute chart, and this is that the previous day high. I'm just going to remove this high from here to here, and I'm going to mark it as a buy side liquidity. Okay. So this is the relatively equal highs. That is the buy side liquidity over here. And I have some sort of buy sell side liquidity as well over here around that area. This is some kind of relatively equal lows, but I don't think so. This sell side liquidity is that much important, but we'll see. Okay, we'll see. So I have this buy side liquidity. I have this. Actually, let me use the line over here and buy side liquidity. Okay, so this is the buy side liquidity. This is the sell side liquidity I have from this market. And let me see actually if I have some kind of dealing range concept. If I can add over here. So this is the equilibrium. Market came to the deep premium. It is rejecting from the deep premium. So when it left the sell side liquidity and left the buy side liquidity and then came to the deep premium, it has a high probability to go higher and take this buy side liquidity. That is an high probability. Okay, so how it is going to react? And now, if it would love to respect it, if it wants to fall, how far this should fall? So it come here, and this is the equilibrium. That is too far actually, and if this is too far, and I will have a big opening gap over here. Mm, how can I use this area? This zone is really disaster. I think I should wait for the market to decide what really it really would love to do, because I don't see anything over here from the 15-minute chart. Let me actually check one more time the hourly chart if I find something. Still, the hourly chart is also disaster. So this is the lowest down close body close candle. The order block has been traded already. So over here, and then it is rejecting from there. Mm, that is a bit suspicious. This candle doesn't have any value, and the 30% is working as a resistance. Fake breakout working as a resistance. Let's wait for the market to decide what it wants to do, and then I hope I will find something good. I think so. And wow, that's a beautiful buy side liquidity from 1 minute chart. So let me keep that buy side liquidity on the chart over there. And I have beautiful sell side liquidity as well. Market has opened and falling. Let him fall. Let me see where is the regular trading or opening gap. There's the regular trading or opening gap. So I'm going to mark the regular trading or opening gap here. That is the regular trading hour opening gap. Mm, perfect. So far, I'm going to remove this two line from my 1 minute chart. It will be remain on my 15-minute chart. So I'll know that where it is actually respecting. I mean, if it is respecting or not. In the meantime, I have this regular trading hour opening gap. I have this buy side liquidity here. I have this buy side liquidity over there, and I have this sell side liquidity around that area. Which one this market is really interested to do? According to the dealing range, it should go for the buy side liquidity actually for this buy side liquidity because it came to the deep premium area. So it should go toward the buy side liquidity over here. And as you can see here, it is trading. So let him trade a bit more at first. In the meantime, if you have any plan, please share it with me. Feel free to share it with me because as I showed you, this weekly chart, calendar is kind of weird to me. Tomorrow is the last day of the month. The day after tomorrow is the first day of the month. Friday is holiday. Thursday is non-farm payroll. So be careful, okay? Not going to take any short of buy, even though I'm thinking this is going to go for this buy side liquidity. I think I'll let this go, okay? At the beginning, because this is not clear. So clear. I need something very clear. Okay, so 1 minute candle is 134 handle. Sorry, not 134 handles. So nearly a 100 handle, I guess. Yeah, 100 handle. Okay, let's see. If it can keep coming for this buy side liquidity over here. I'm not going to take any trade right now. I'm just letting this market to decide. I mean, decide means it has a high probability to go for that buy side liquidity, to be honest. But in this type of volatile area, I'm really afraid to push the button. This is the true thing, okay? So I'm really afraid to push the button. And I'm also seeing this market is trading from the, going from the lower quadrant, sorry, upper quadrant of the opening gap. as well as the 15-minute bullish fair value gap. So I'm going to mark that 15-minute bullish fair value gap so that you will be able to see that here. This is the 15-minute bullish gap. So market came to this 15-minute bullish gap, cleared some liquidity. Okay, so some liquidity has been cleared. Also build a sell side liquidity here. Okay, so I have the sell side liquidity here, a new sell side liquidity, even though it is respecting the 50-minute bullish gap as well as the lower quadrant. I have this buy side liquidity. I have this buy side liquidity. Does it really would love to keep going higher? Even if it would love to keep going higher, I'm not able to take any entry, at least not now. So let's see how it is going to react. Okay, give me some idea, guys. Hey Rahman, how are you, brother? I'm back from other projects completed. Let me be here every day from now on. Welcome back, Rahman. Hey Suzivan, good morning, brother. I was looking for you, brother, because you were using the day traders. Uh, Sharada were interested to use the end of the day trader account, 50K account, and he was asking that do we need to pay activation fees or not? So can you please help me a bit, brother Suzivan, because you are the one who was using my code T2 wizard for day traders. I think you will give me the answer. Now purchasing a new Lucid Flex 50K account using T2 wizard code. Now give 50% discount, bro. Thank you so much, man, for using the code. Yeah, first two account you will get 50% discount. So guys, I'm even though I'm expecting this will go higher for this buy side liquidity, I'm not going to touch it, not yet, okay? Because the volatility is extremely strong, extremely. You will say, brother, every day's volatility is something like that. So what we'll do? No reply, brother. Because now, for example, if you guys remember on Friday, I framed two trade. First trade, just as a losing trade. The second trade worked so beautifully, but I got stopped out because of the volatility. I had to put 80 handle stop loss. Now I am not able to do that. So in this type of scenario, I try to look for a very small PD array that I can use so that my stop loss is gonna be a bit, smaller. For example, if I would love to take the entry from this gap, just for the sake of this conversation, for example, I want to take a buy. So I want to take a buy from this specific gap. So lowest area to put my stop loss is here, this line over here. So below, like just to the opening of these two consecutive candles. Now it's nearly 66 handle. Even if I would love to put it over here below this candle, that is 50 handle, below the candle that has built the gap. Now, if I would love to take this entry, I have to take this entry like this way, or maybe a bit higher, like this way. It is highly risky in my opinion. For example, until here. So what will happen? It will simply came here. Sorry, it will simply come here to this gap. In the meantime, the wick will did the damage. Body will close here and then hit the target. I'll get stopped out over here because stop loss either here or here or here. This is the three area I can put my stop loss here, here, here. This is the three area. If I would love to take the risk, I have to take the risk here. The next risk level is here, which is 15 handle. Good. But maybe I'll get stopped out because of the weak. So weak will did the damage. I can't take this trade over here. So I'll let this go. And I will wait for like better PD array that will help me to understand that trade. Okay. Sorry, not the trade, actually, the smaller stop loss. Let's hope for the best. I hope it will give me something. See here, it just did the damage. For example, it will go ahead and take this buy side liquidity, but already it did the damage. If it keep falling, I'm not going to touch it. But you're free to go for buy or sell. I'm just watching. Still now, I don't have anything confirmation because I have both buy side and sell side liquidity. Both of them are in this market, and there are a lot of PDRs that is working right now. First of all, the 30% of the TGIF is holding the market. That is the first logical things to think about a sell. The bullish PDRF, for example, this 15-minute gap and the upper quadrant of the opening gap are a very strong bullish period as I have the buy side liquidity around that area. So are they going to stop the market and sending it higher? So I'm watching both of them. And I'll see if I can find a smaller period to take the buy if it keep going higher. Does it want to take that sell side liquidity one more time? The smaller sell side liquidity, this one, and come for this 50%? We'll see that. Some of you can think this is an inverse gap and you want to take the sell, please go for it. Okay. I highly appreciate if you take the sell or buy, whatever you want to do. I'm just waiting. I found their Onyxy platform very fast compared to TradingView. Okay, I think I missed your previous comment. Yes, there is activation fee at day traders. Okay, Sharada, if you're still over here, brother, you have to pay the activation fees. If you if you decide to use the traders, then you have to pay the activation fees, brother. I see some double top up at 890. Where is 890? 890. Okay, actually, double top is over here. I saw the double top here, which is 20, 29, 909, around that area. So almost the same area. Okay, so we'll see. I have the double bottom here. See this low and that low, they're relatively equal lows. I have this also liquidity here as well, like relatively equal lows over there as well. I really need to wait a bit more to find out where the market really would love to go. I highly appreciate if it can keep going higher. So, for example, I were in this trade here, just for the sake of this conversation. I was in this trade, and maybe this market is going to take the buy side liquidity. I showed you the three opportunities, okay, where you can put the stop loss. The best, safest area is here. That is the safe area. If this market really would love to go higher and take this buy side liquidity, and you are pretty much confident this is going higher. So, this is the safest area. There will be nearly 0% possibility you will get stopped out. The next logical level is you have to open this candle, these candles, opening of these candles. That is the next logical area. Third logical area is just below this candle. In both of this area, you will get stopped out over here. So you mean like see the volatility is really disaster over here. So what is the best area? Just let this go. Wait and wait. Okay. So I'm going to mark this bearish PDR as well, and I'm going to mark it as a blue line, blue gap. I'm waiting to see if I can find an bearish order block to take the buy. Now, some of you will say this is the bearish order block. It's not the bearish order block to me, even though it is respecting. I don't care. I really would love to see if it can fall on more time and make a bearish candle that is going to trade this gap and high is above this gap. Okay, so something like this market will fail to take this high, come here, make a bearish candle. The high will be here, the bearish candle high, then body will close above this bearish candle, tap to this bearish candle. I'll take the buy for this buy side liquidity. And there is another beautiful setup actually. If it can close above this gap, that is also a good buy from here. And stop loss is going to be just below this candle. It is also 51 handle. That was also a beautiful trade around that area. But the stop loss is like 51 handle. I will wait for the water block, okay? Because of water block, basically the stop loss will be a bit lower. I hope so. Alizali, shadow touch London low in cash. London low, okay. I found their on XC platform. I read your comment. I just watched till 9. It's too violent. Absolutely, brother. It's too violent. I mean, the volatility is huge. Guys, I'm not pushing the button yet. As long as I'm not going to get a very smaller stop loss, 30, 35 handle is good. 50 handle is too much for me. I mean, because sometimes I need to take at least 2 trades to mitigate my loss. So I would really love to wait a bit more. If it really give me the idea, or sorry, an opportunity to take an entry from the word block, I'll go for that. Even though this idea is a good idea, but again, the stop loss is bigger because the stop loss just below this low, because even if it would love to fall, there is a high probability to work the quadrant level of this week. I said has already explained this, but I really would love to wait for the order block. This stop loss is still bigger to me, like 51 handle is still bigger to me. So I'll better wait. NQ2 that high, but MNQ didn't. That means it is going to take that high for sure. That's a good idea. Good information, brother. The below one is 930. The below one is 930. New day opening gap stopped bull run. I prefer this market to come here actually. Okay. So I will have an idea to take an entry from here, but let me check actually the stop loss. 28 handle. It was a good stop loss, but target is also 29 handle. I'll let this go as well. No need to force the market. So let him do whatever it wants to do. That is a good idea. Now you will say why this candle weak? Because this is the real order block in this 22 YT model. So when this candle has been traded by another down close body close candle, so opening of this candle is the most important area of this candle. But the most of the time the quadrant level actually respected before taking that buy side liquidity. I'll just let this go. Okay. Remember, this is the order block, not this two candle. Even though you're seeing this is really so beautifully respecting, I'm not believing them because the high is actually below the this PDRS. So it's not going to change the state of delivery. This gap is still holding the market. So let's see. This idea was a good idea because stop loss was 28 handle, but the target is also 29 handle. So I'm not taking it. 1 is to 1 is good, by the way. 1 is to 1 is good as well. Yeah, 1 is to 1 is good. I could take that risk. But I decided to let it go. So this is the next buy side liquidity, which could be the interest for this market. Again, see this bullish model over here, like fall, took the liquidity, trade this 50-minute gap, even though it came here, which is build a buy sell side liquidity from 1 minute chart, but from 15-minute chart, it's pretty much confident, I mean, clear that this market is going higher, as well as this market has confirmed from the quadrant level of the dealing range, this is going to go for this buy side liquidity. So when it fall, take that liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, tap to this fair value gap, market went higher. I still believe this is going to be taken, but I'm not able to enter over here because of the volatility. So wherever I put my stop loss, I would get stopped out over there. So that's why I didn't take this trade because here this is the safest area. Now, anywhere here is highly risky. And you can see here this lowest down close body close candle. What is that? Anybody can tell me that? What is that? A beautiful bullish order block from this old 50-minute bullish fair value gap. That bullish fair value gap has been worked already too many times over here, like here, too many times. Old order block can be extend here, and this order block can be referred by old order block. Last Friday, I have explained this to you guys, if you guys remember. Brother, the week, I mean, the low has already violated the order block low. Remember 930 candle, specifically 930 candle, the volatility is not counted because that is just the opening volatility. It's not counted as anything, okay? So that's why I was not able to enter over here. I had an opportunity actually from here, but as I seen, it has just 28 handle, 9 handle. I was just not interested to take that trade over here. Okay, I'll let this go and I will see how it is going to give me the next opportunity. So now it is going to fall? I don't think so. But if it really fall, I'll have a better idea to take a sell. But I don't think so it's going to fall. Let's wait for the market to decide what it wants to do next. However, if you find an opportunity to take buy or sell, go for it, guys. Please don't wait for me, okay? Just go for it. I'm still waiting. I need something where I can use my small stop loss. 57 handle. Okay, good. It will be awesome if it can keep falling right now, at least for this sell side liquidity by leaving that buy side liquidity, which is nearly impossible. But if it happens, I'll have an idea to take a sell. But I don't think so it will do that. Order block, Dora, the below 193. Yeah, that is the order block. That's why I told you that even if I would love to take the entry from this gap, I have to cover at least the opening of this consecutive order block. Okay, so not only this one, but also this consecutive order, at least the opening of this order block. That was an awesome order block. I have explained this one last Friday, guys. So this is just exactly the same thing, except the low has taken previous order block low. That is the only different thing. So here, that is the previous order block. Here, the lowest down close body close candle. Trade here, keep going higher. Come back again, trade this old order block. The low has been taken. Why? Because of the 930 volatility. That is the only different thing. I took my buy from there. Congratulations, Dora. You should get profitable over here. You should get profitable. I mean, if you take the entry from there, I don't know exactly from where, it has already given you like 179 handle. Congratulations, sister, for your boom. Okay. I have to still wait to see if I can find an opportunity to take right now I'm interested to take a sell. What is in my mind? This buy side liquidity is an high probable buy side liquidity. Okay. Can I enter over here? No, I can't do that. Why? Because if I wanted to enter for the buy setup, I had to enter either from here. Last opportunity is from here. That is the last opportunity to take entry for the buy. Now, why I'm talking about a sell? If this market gave me an opportunity, just one opportunity to take a swing low, as this is a highly volatile market, I know that I'll get profit by that small scalping. 30, 40, 50 handle, I'll get that 30, 40, 50 handle. So I'm just waiting to see if I can catch that reaction. I mean, sorry, the how to say manipulation or something like that. I don't know. Just a retracement before going higher to take this buy side liquidity. Guys, please don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel if any of you are new over here. I'm not asking any of you to take buy or sell or not going to give you any decision. I'm just sharing my opinion to you, okay? So it's not a signal service. It's something to learn the trading from the basic. If it was not highly volatile, man, I have already entered here. Even if I missed the entry over here, I wouldn't care to enter around that area. Like without any confusion, I would enter over there. Unfortunately, I didn't get the opportunity because of the volatility. So I better wait for the things I'm waiting for. Okay, so let's see what he's going to do. Mhm. If you ever get lost, what the high has done, look on your left and see what it has done. This high, did it take any liquidity or did it trade any fair value? Sorry, did it make any liquidity or did it trade any fair value gap? So I'm going to use my understanding of the fair value gap over here. Okay, so this gap has been traded over here. That gap has been traded around that area. So this high didn't leave any buy side liquidity. So can it do some kind of reaction? I mean, if it really would love to give me some reaction, either it will build a swing low, then it will take that swing low, or it will go for that swing low. Now it is a high probability that it will actually make a swing low and then take that swing low before going higher. And I will just try to catch that on. This doesn't look like a swing low to me, to be honest. No, it doesn't look like a swing low to me. What is the market going to do? Going to take this buy side liquidity. Why you're not framing a trade? Because I've already missed the trade at the beginning of the run. That was the beginning of the run. So as I missed it, I'm not going to chase it. I'm going to try some kind of retracement trade, okay? Which is like how the market go. Like this way, right? Like this way market work, like this way, right? I'm just trying to catch this small leg over here. That is small leg, not this big leg. Because after catching this small leg, I'll start to think about the big leg. As long as this leg is not happening, that leg is not happening, I'm not interested to enter over here for the long run. Even if I let the retracement leg go, I can do that. The retracement leg, I can let it go, but the long leg, even if I would love to catch that leg, I have to wait for this specific leg over here. If it doesn't do that, keep going higher. I've already missed the opportunity. Guys, remember that. And how did I break the market? You have already seen that. Okay, how did I break it? Like where is my liquidity? Where is my PDRS? What kind of PDR I can use here to understanding the market direction? If I have both buy side and sell side liquidity, like the quadrant level. Remember the dealing range quadrant level? Let me show that one more time. Here I have the buy side liquidity. As this is taken, I'm going to remove it. Okay. Look, this buy side liquidity, this sell side liquidity. So what the market is really interested to do, as it left the buy side liquidity and the sell side liquidity. So it came here. When it came here from there to there, how far this can market maximum go? It should fail to touch this line. This line should be failed to touch. If this market touch this line, when it touch it, there is a high probability this market will go for this buy side liquidity, because after leaving the sell side liquidity and the buy side liquidity, both of them is in the market. Market is bearish, for went higher, build the sell side liquidity, came here, look at this area, failed to touch this line. What is that market going to do? Going to fall to take this sell side liquidity. Now it failed to take this sell side liquidity and then come here and touch this line. It means that 99% I'm confident this high is going to be taken. This buy side liquidity is going to be taken. So how far this market can retrace? This is the main question. Mark the high and the low. Upper quadrant is the best area for the reversal. If it reverse from here, I'll miss the trade simply. Okay, upper quadrant. If it come to the 50%, that is the good area for the reversal, and I'll be able to catch that trade. More importantly, if it come here and trade the 6 on 8 level, that is the best case of scenarios. From 6 on 8 level for the buy side liquidity, best case of scenario. But more importantly, opening gap, upper quadrant. Again, the 50% could be the best for all of us to take the entry, even though there was a setup actually here. I just missed it. So now I'm waiting to see if I can find a liquidity taken run. Okay, so this low is now my interest to see. Can the market take this low without clearing the buy side liquidity? So if it can do that, I'll be able to catch the sell. Even if I fail to catch the sell, I'll be able to catch the buy run over here. So now wait for the opportunity. So this is the gap I can use as an inverse gap. Mhm. Let me see what is the stop loss. Oh man. Okay, I'll try this one. Okay. If I didn't miss the trade yet, I'm going to take this one. So took the entry from this inverse gap, and my target is this sell side, I mean this low, as well as the 50% of this gap. So what I will do, I'll try to, okay, I'll just take the, I'll close one, and I'll put my stop loss to the break even. Okay. So I took a partial over here, and I'm just going to see if it can take this low over here. So I'll just go for this line because that is the last line for my buy. I'm not interested to hold the trade until the sell side liquidity. Even though it come for this sell side liquidity, I don't care about that. So my stop loss is now at the break even. Took the trade from this inverse gap, tried to take a partial to the most logical level, and I'll just see if it can hit my target. Okay. I can add one more over here. Should I do that? To this old gap as inversed way, I could add more over there. But if I add more, my stop loss will be much more lower. Okay, let me hold it until this area by trailing the stop loss. So I'll trail the stop loss here, because this gap now should not be broken. I'm just taking bit risk over here. I should close my trade below this low. That is the most logical level to close the trade. But I'll just take a bit risk over here. If it can keep falling for the sell side liquidity, by putting the stop loss there. Perfect. Let's hope for the best. It has already done its job. Okay, so this low is the most logical sell side liquidity. As I can see this clean lows over here from 1 minute chart, I'm just trying to catch it until here by trailing my stop loss. If it hit it, good. If it doesn't, I'll just get stopped out around that area. Actually, I should put it here, not there. Here, I have to cover this gap. Yeah, we'll see. The beautiful thing is I could add one more contract to this specific gap over here. That was the best case of scenario. But unfortunately, you see, like it just simply tap and take this low. If I would able to add one over here, I had to take the partial below this low. But in the meantime, my stop loss would be, I mean, sorry, my entry would be much more lower. So I decided not to add over there. Instead of that, I let this go. And remember my stop loss. Look at this stop loss. Okay. That was my stop loss 48 handle. So I decided to just cover this specific bearish gap depending on this inversion fair value gap. Again, my inversion idea is a bit different because most of the people actually use a different way. I used in a different way. A bull gap has been traded here and then take a high over here. This high has been cleared over here. Now this is my inversion fair value gap. As this market left this gap over here, see this gap over here around that area. As it left this gap, I don't see any logic to put my stop loss here anymore. So I'm going to cover just this gap over here. Now, if this market is really interested to fall and take this sell side liquidity, it should respect from this specific gap. If it doesn't, I'm just going to get a stop loss. Look at this. Here to here, it's still 95 handle. Not bad. A bit higher. Okay. So here, not exactly 95 handle. I think it's, and if it hit here, that's a 200 handle. I risked as small as possible, and I'm trying to get as much as I can take from the market by trailing the stop loss. First time it will close below the 50% of this gap. I'm gonna put my stop loss above the candle that has closed below this 50 minute gap. As long as it's not going to close below the 50% of this gap, my stop loss will be over here. This gap could be respected one more time. And also it can keep going higher again from respecting this 50 minute gap again. Okay. As I don't have any other opportunity to take the partial, I'm just not taking the partial. I'm just risking everything over here. And let's see. Okay. So the 50 minute can gap is actually holding the market. Good. More importantly, that weak quadrant level is also holding the market. Not happy to see this. So I want to see the body close below the 50% of this week. Still now it didn't. So I want to see the body close below the 50% of this week. Okay. So now it has taken the sell. Why it not closed? I don't know why it is not closed. Oh, okay. My limit is a bit lower. So, okay. The sell side has been already taken. Okay. There you go. That's a good trade. I respected the risk. Now it will keep falling. I don't give a shit. Nice trade, man. Risk 33 handle, maximum profit 220 handle, 21 handle. But remember, I cleared the partial to the most logical level. I don't give a shit where the market will go, but I have to make sure my partial has been cleared and let the rest go as long as it can go. So this 50 minute gap is still holding the market. The sell side has been cleared. Can it start to go higher for this buy side liquid? Now I'll plan a buy setup over here. Okay. Sell side has been cleared. 50 minute gap is still holding the market. Buy side is still open over here. Can it start to go higher and go for this buy side liquidity? So what is the most logical level to take the liquidity? One here and the extreme sell side liquidity is here. This one is also enough for the buy run. That is also enough. That's why I took the partial over here. First, I wanted to close my trade over here. Later, I thought, let's take a risk until this sell side liquidity. If it go, good. If it doesn't, I'll just trail my stop loss and will get my stop. I mean, I'll get a stop out. So yeah, that is all, guys. We'll see if I can find another opportunity to find a buy setup now. I'm not bearish anymore. I'll start to look for buy now. To me, buy is more logical to me right now. Okay, that was the reversal. I needed it after clearing the internal liquidity. Remember this liquidity over here, this high, that high, internal liquidity here to here, that has been cleared. I needed a reaction. Reaction until this sell side liquidity was unexpected. Now I would love to see can it go higher. However, if any of you would love to take a sell, for example, I'm interested to take a sell here. Okay, so no buy. market would love to fall. Remember the things, it has to do this type of things. You have to wait for this leg. As long as this leg is not in the market, you're not allowed to enter in any kind of sell. No sell is valid. Try to enter in at the beginning of the run. At the beginning of the run. If you can enter at the beginning of the run, good to go for the buy. If you can enter at the beginning of the sell, good to go for the trade. But here, entering the trade means you're going to enter from there. And anytime it will retrace, you will get stopped out. Even if you are bearish, I'm not bearish. Excuse me. I'm interested to see this market now go for this buy side liquidity, okay? For that buy side liquidity. So let's see if it can provide me any sort of buying opportunity right now. If you ever get lost, what the hell is this market doing? Look for that last low and look on your left what it has done. Did it build any sort of liquidity? Did it trade any kind of fair value gap? As you can see here, this low has cleared the relatively equal lows. Trade this specific bullish fair value gap didn't build any sort of liquidity. Some of you say that this is the sell side liquidity that has been built. I would consider it as a sell side liquidity if this 50-minute gap is broken. Okay, so as long as this gap is not broken from 15-minute chart, I'm not considering this as a liquidity as it didn't build the liquidity like here. Remember this high, how did it this liquidity has been created? Like compare it, you will understand what I mean to say. Okay, so here look at these highs and look at this sell side liquidities. How how beautiful they were. Like this low and that low. Look at this low and that low. They're not good like this area. It's not like that. Okay. And also the 50-minute bullish period is holding the market. 15-minute candle didn't close below this candle yet. So I'm not interested to see. I mean, not going to take any sell. Either way, I can't take the sell. If I want to take the sell, I have to take the sell from there. Let's read some comment. Guys, please don't forget to push the like button, subscribe to our channel if any of you are new over here. Okay, let me read some comment. I just watch till 9. It's too violent. Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Sharada. Thank you, man, for understanding. NQ took that high, but MNQ didn't. Okay, so I have already read that comment. The below one is 9:30. I read your comment. Stopped order block. I read your comment. I took the buy. Jait, brother, can you check on my trade, please? I'm down for the day. Looked like risky trade, so I'm not sure. Let me check actually, brother. I just don't wanna toggle into the 15-second chart from my phone. So, by the way, if any of you are interested to join us through our Discord, you are highly appreciated. Okay, it's need to. Okay, that swing high is bit suspicious to me. That was a good trade, by the way, Jaid. I mean, from 1 minute chart, it was really so beautiful. But it's bit suspicious to me. The high you have marked as a market. If I were you, I wouldn't go for that trade. I just give you my true opinion, okay, Jait. But absolutely, it worked so beautifully, and you got the boom. So congratulations, brother, for your boom. But if I were you, I wouldn't go for this trade because this high is bit suspicious to me. It seems like that this market is coming here, take this high, trade this gap, and then fall one more time before going higher. This is that type of high over here. This low has taken over here. This high didn't trade any fair value gap. That means that this high is not an intermediate term high. So this is a high that is just a liquidity high or something like that. Again, it worked so beautifully and you got your boom. So congratulations again. But I just gave you my opinion, brother. I hope you don't mind. Okay. So this sell side has been also cleared. Market trade the 50% of the opening regular trading or opening gap that has been traded. Can it go higher again for the buy side liquidity? Does it want to keep falling for this sell side liquidity? I highly appreciate if it can keep going higher and and what? And it left another sell side liquidity. Okay, that is bad. No sell is valid right now. If any of you interested to enter into a sell right now, please don't do that. Don't chase the market. Maybe today you will be profitable, but next 55 days you'll just keep losing trade. Okay, you will keep taking the losing trade. So don't chase the market. Without retracement, no sell is valid. I'm keep watching every single bullish period to see if I can find a bullish setup right now. So that sell side has been cleared. There is another sell side below here, so which I'm going to mark immediately here. That is the last line for fall, which is aligned with the opening regular trading or opening gap low. So it can close the opening gap low 100%. We'll see. Boom! It stopped at midnight open. The upper run, right, brother? Actually, I have the midnight open. I have to manage that. I can't do that right now. We'll see, brother. Boom for you, brother. Thank you, Dora. Thank you so much for writing boom. Daily no, we can retrace too. Of course, it can do that. Scissor surge. Nice trade. Boom. Thank you, Jaid. Scissors bad weekly week. Absolutely, man. Jesse Posada, thank you so much for writing boom to me, brother. And thanks for the penguin. Never saw you take a beautiful trade like this one. Well done. Thank you so much, Vicky. What did you say? I didn't take this beautiful trade, never ever. Wow. Man, thank you so much for the compliment. Is there SMT now? Which SMT you are talking about, bullish or bearish? If any of you interested to talk about the SMT, just mention which SMT you are talking about. So if you're talking about a bearish SMT, I have to look for the daily chart actually to understand the bearish SMT and bullish SMT. So who is strong? Who is the strongest sister? Okay, this low, this low. Okay, okay, okay. No, that's the fake SMT. Thank you for giving me that idea, brother. So here, guys, I wanna show you something good over there. I'm not saying this is going to happen, but look at this. And remember what I'm going to tell you, okay? Look over here. This high around that area, okay? This is the highest high. So I'm going to mark that high just for the sake of this conversation. Look, this high has cleared over here, right? And it failed to clear that high, the highest high. Okay, just I'm going to mark it like this way. Some of you are seeing this is an SMT, and I'm seeing this is a fake breakout. I mean, sorry, fake SMT. That means the weakest sister has cleared the high, but the strongest sister failed to clear that high. I believe this will go higher again and take that SMT line again. Okay, over here. Okay, and just like that way. So I still believe this will go higher and take this SMT line. So I'll start to look for every single bullish period to use as a buy setup. So it came to the upper quadrant of the regular trading or opening gap. Remember, don't chase the market. It will keep falling. I don't give a shit. It will keep taking the sell side liquidity. No sell is valid as long as this leg is not created in this market. As long as this leg is not created at the market. If you can't see this leg, that specific leg, there is no sell is valid. Even if you are bearish, even I'm wrong, this market is going to fall and take this sell side liquidity instead of this buy side liquidity. No sell is valid as long as this line is not going to happen. It will keep falling. You are going to let this go. No trade is valid as long as this is not going to be created. If you can just be patient for this leg, you will see a lot of time you will avoid thousands of the losing trade. I promise you, brother. Even if you don't want to take the buy, good to go for that, man. So you are interested only to take the sell, go for it. But don't take the sell as long as the retracement is not happening. If you go to your higher time frame, you'll understand what I mean to say. And Muhammad, I think I read your comment about the SMT. Great, thank you. It's good to learn and know. I had my doubts and on the trade. Thank you for so much, Jait, for taking it as a compliment, brother. Hey, Spoon, thank you so much for writing boom, brother. Speak clean, London low. Right now, Nasdaq is weak. Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll see. Maybe this Nasdaq will keep falling and take this sell side liquidity. I'm not interested. Again, without retracement, no sell is valid. If you want to enter, you have to enter over there. That is the only way to enter. If you can't enter over here, for example, you didn't enter here. Where is your entry? See this leg here? That is your next opportunity to enter. This is the leg, not here. You can't enter over here. So same thing here. If you can't enter there, you have to wait for this leg to create, then fall. In that type of scenario, in the top of this leg, you will be able to enter. Otherwise, it will keep falling. Don't touch the falling knife. Never ever. Today, you will be profitable. I promise you, brother. Thousands of the dollar you will make from here. Tomorrow, your account will be gone. So what is the benefit of that $1,000 if you blow your account tomorrow by chasing the market? That is my point. Okay. Can you know now look for buy after 1 minute inversion fair value gap? There is no inversion fair value gap is valid, at least not here. I don't see any inversion fair value gap opportunities. Not here. Okay. We'll see, brother. Don't touch the falling knife. There is a 5 minute fair value gap, bullish one. It is reacting of it. Let me see the 5 minute chart. Okay. So you're talking about this gap. That's a good idea, brother. Yeah, we'll see. And if you see over here from 5 minute chart around this area, look at this. Fall took the liquidity, market structure shift, fair value gap, lowest down close, body close candle, order block, trade that order block, unfilled gap, market went higher, filled that gap, and then come back again, low, high, lower low. These four candle, the most sensitive one is this upper one. So I'm going to mark this upper one. But remember, all of these candles are a beautiful breaker block. Now, I don't use the 5 minute chart, so I really don't know it is going to be respected or not from 5 minute chart because I don't use the 5 minute chart. So I have no idea is it going to be react from 5 minute chart or not. But this is an awesome breaker block according to the logic. I just don't know it is going to be reacted from 5 minute chart or not. But if I use the 5 minute breaker block over here, I prefer to take an entry from 30 seconds chart. Okay. So for example, I'm using this breaker block to take an entry. I will wait for 30 seconds chart to find an opportunity to take the buy. However, if it keep breaking them and take that sell side liquidity, I'll simply let this fall go without touching it. That is pretty much bad actually because look at this daily candle. Look at this daily candle. Just look at this daily candle. Remember this 30% of the TGIF, 20% of the TGIF here. So this market finally came to finish the TGIF before 9:30, finish the TGIF, and now it is just made the week of the daily candle. So tough, okay? Very tough market. The whole day and night market reached until here, and just by 45 minutes, it came until here. Disaster. Okay, let's see. Let's see. No sell is valid as long as there is no retracement. So even if you would love to take a buy, remember, sorry, sell, you have to wait for the retracement leg before taking the sell. I'm waiting to see every bullish period to see if it can provide any sort of buying opportunity. So it has built another sell side liquidity. What the hell you are doing, man? Okay. So it's a clean lows as well. Perfecto. Let's plan another trade, okay? Also 10 for 10 for fair value gap with third candle sell stop loss can try for sell. You can go for it, brother. Asia low heat and opening range gap filled. Absolutely, I agree with you. 1 hour last gap. There is a 1 hour last gap. I'm seeing this 1 hour chart, but I didn't see the 1 hour last gap. Now, where did it is that 1 hour last gap? Let me check actually. Ah, okay. So this is a gap from 1 hour chart. Wow, I didn't know that. That's a good thing, brother. I was waiting for this thing. Thank you so much, Uchuk, for sharing this information. I really needed something. That's a good thing, brother. Good. Marbra, I took one small loss today. Should I take one more trade or walk away? It depends actually. Small loss means what is your maximum loss limit? If it is like $300, for example, Your maximum loss limit is $300 and you took a loss maybe $150. Of course, you should go another trade, try. Okay, one trade is not going to determine that you're a trader or you are a loser or you are a winner. It's not going to determine. Of course, if you take a trade and that's a winning trade, walk away. Don't touch that market again. But if you take a loss and that is very small and your maximum loss didn't hit, you can try one more time with the best setup, Marbra. 6 p.m. opening price is hit and bounced. 6 p.m. opening price, is that important? I didn't know that. Now let's plan a trade, okay? So I'm going to remove this breaker block from 5 minute chart. Again, I highly respect those people who are using the 5 minute chart. To me, it is so much destructive. I can't use the 5 minute chart because this is so much destructive. 5 minute chart is only important if your high time frame is 4 hour chart. So you are trading from 4 hour chart and you are framing a trade from 5 minute chart. So 5 minute chart, you are going to take an entry in that type of scenario. 5 minute is important to you. But if your plan is to trade, take an entry from 1 minute chart, 5 minute chart is useless. There is no importance of that 5 minute chart, according to ICT, not according to me. So of course, it's up to you, brother. You're good to go with 5 minute chart. I'm going to remove everything. I'm gonna keep this hourly gap. Why this hourly gap? Because 50 minute chart is messy over here. Okay, actually 50 minute chart is also good, but I have a big gap over here. From 50 minute chart, it's a big gap. So from hourly chart, it's a pretty much cute gap. So I'll see now if I can frame another trade over here. Hmm. Nice rejection. Thank you, Uchuk. I love you, brother. Because if you wouldn't tell me about this hourly gap, I would never believe that it can give me the retracement without taking the liquidity. Thank you so much, brother. And let me check the things over here. I'm gonna give you a beautiful live example of the wardrobe block. Did it take? Oh man. Almost I was going to give you a live example of the old wardrobe block, but unfortunately that wardrobe block never been okay. It has been traded actually. It has been traded over here. So after validate this wardrobe block, see this candle has been validated by this candle, then tap to this candle and then keep going higher. Did it trade that candle? Man, no, it didn't. If it could touch this line, I would frame another buy setup actually from the lowest down close body close candle. Unfortunately, it didn't touch that old wardrobe block. So what else I can use? I can use this candle. Inversion fair value gap is not valid here. If it were valid, still I don't have the inverse gap yet. Okay. So you can see no swing low is been taken. So inverse gap is not valid. Some of you can see this is an 22 YT model, buy model. Absolutely bullshit. This is not even a single swing, I mean swing high, which is valid for shifting market structure. So still I don't have any opportunity to take the buy. And I'm going to see if it can do the retracement and then keep falling. Okay, keep falling at least for this clean lows over there. Sell side is over here, even though this hourly gap is holding the market. mm, how can I frame a trade here? Best is the order block or the 22 item model. Now order block is not been valid because the old order block is not been traded. 22 IT model is still there is no setup. No IFVG inversion gap is valid to me over here. If any of you interested to go for it, I highly appreciate it. Go for it. But to me, I don't have any inverse gap over here. So I'm watching this gap, which is actually the last gap before falling into the last bullish period. So this is that gap. Okay. I appreciate if it work like that way. It come here, then it will come 50% or 6 on 8 level of this dealing range. Then it will build a bullish order block and then it will trade that bullish order block. Then it will come here. Okay, this is the way I'm going to think about a new buy setup over here. Let's see if it can work like that way. Remember, rejecting from this hourly gap. So this gap is the most important gap to me. It should give me a setup opportunity, at least some run that will be more than enough for me to be profitable. But the here the most important thing is the high need to be taken. So this is the high, it has to be taken. That is another problem. Okay, let's see if it can take this high. There is a gap. I want to see the reaction from this gap, which is the last gap here. So it will take that high. It will come to this gap. Then it will start to fall for the 6 on 8 level. Learn it. I mean, just earn it. Okay. So either the 50% or the 6 on 8 level. Then it will build a bullish order block. Then I'll frame a buy from here until this old 15-minute last gap, 50% as an inverse way. Okay. So until that area, I'll frame this trade. If none of them, sorry, any of them is missing here, I'm not going to take the trade. It has to work like this way, exactly like that way. So I'll wait. And again, remember, if there is a 22 YT model, I'm not going to wait for anything else. Still now, there is no 22 YT model. I know that some of you are seeing market structure shift, fair value cap. I highly appreciate it, you guys, to take that trade. Maybe this is going to happen. I don't care, okay? But I'm not going to take this trade over here from the 22 YT model. And at least when this sell side liquidity is actually inside the hourly gap, so it's not that much important. But still, I'm not interested to take that risk from that area. So I'll wait. If it can do that, I'll go for the trade. If it doesn't do that, I'm not going to take the trade. Remember, this same setup I have shown you on Friday, but the volatility was too much. I was not able to put my stop loss to the most logical level. That was the problem on Friday. But today, I hope I'll find an opportunity to take the entry from the order block instead of the reclaimed fair value gap because it has a high probability to trade the order block. The most suspicious thing is it is reacting from this gap instead of that gap. So it should react from that gap, not from this gap. Why it is doing that? Take this low one more time. I'm gonna let this go. Then, if it want that, and if it really would love to use this candle as an order block, I'm also going to let this go. Yeah, I'll also let this go. My whole plan is to take a buy until the 50% of this 50-minute last gap. That is my whole plan. Now, to be honest, this is an high probability. I'm not high probability. This is a probability over here from this candle. But like here, this candle tap to this candle. I should take a buy here from this candle, but it's not a high probability. Okay, guys. So depending on the okay, it was 58 handle risk. That was a good. I mean, not a high probability, but as I can see here, the thing I wanted to see this reaction, right? The 50% or 6 on 8%. Now let me show that to you. You'll understand what I mean to say. Look at this leg from here to here. Okay. This is that 6 on 8 level over here. 6 on 8 level, 50%. So it decided to come here. Violate the most important gap. Look at this gap. The most important gap has been violated. Reacted from this gap. Which reaction I wanted to see from that gap that has been happened from here. So high, low, 50%, 6 on 8 level, lowest down close body close candle, order block, tap the order block, most logical level, this specific gap. Again, I needed to see this come here, then this thing appeared on the chart. Unfortunately, it worked from there. So that's why I didn't take the trade. It was not high probability to me. That's why I didn't take this trade. But this is the whole idea, brother. Okay. So sometimes you'll get the perfect thing. Sometimes you have to take the risk. If I saw this is like 30 handle risk, I would go for this trade. It's 60 handle risk. I am not interested to take this risk for 72 handle. Okay. So just because of that, I'll let this go. I can't put my stop loss here. I can't put it here. I can't do anything over here because this gap has a high probability to tap this gap. So we could did the damage. I was very afraid of that. That's why I didn't take this trade because this market didn't reject it from there. If you got the idea, later you will be able to refine the setup. Okay, you don't need to wait for my expectation. You will be able to refine the trade. But that was an idea actually, and it actually didn't give me the perfect thing. So everything else is perfect except this retracement happened from that gap, not from this gap. If it happened from that gap, I'm already in a trade from the order block. Yeah, I would decide. I mean, the stop loss, depending on that stop loss, I would decide. But that could be an idea. Okay. So here now I have found the 22 YT model. I'm going to remove them. Now I have the 22 YT model. Let's see how it is going to react from this 22 YT model. That is a valid 22 YT model. market structure shift, fair value gap. I need an order block, bullish order block to take the buy again from the 22 IT model. Again, why I'm not taking the trade from 22 IT model? I have to put my stop loss below this low over here or below that low. It's nearly impossible for me because of the high volatility. So I'll see if it can build a bullish order block so that I can take a buy. Reaction from this gap will send the market lower to build a bullish order block. I'll try to find that buy until the 50% of this gap. If it doesn't give me that, I'm going to let this go. You know that idea, you know that why I was expecting this retracement. Maybe this is going to fall for this sell signal. I don't give a shit. I need this leg, and I'm going to frame the trade from that leg. But it is not giving according to my expectation. That's why I'm not taking any trade over here. How long? At least until the 50% of this gap, and eventually, if it come over here, that is the best case of scenario. Again, same thing. Remember here, it will take this low and that low. If it can take this sell side liquidity, I'm going to hold it until that sell side liquidity, something like that. So clear the partial, and then we'll try to hold the trade as long as it is keep going higher. If you have the idea, you will find a lot of opportunity from this market, but you have to have an idea. And the idea, first you have to have a plan, and then you have to execute your plan according you have to execute your trade according to your plan. Okay, so actually it doesn't have to fall again because it has already done the job over here. This gap has already been done the job over here. Remember this order block. What is this order block? Remember the most important gap over here before entering into the most important bullish PDRA. Guys, I talked about this on Friday in a long discussion. Okay, I know it's so boring. Some of you actually left when I started to talk, but this is that same logic. If you miss that logic, you missed everything. But unfortunately, it didn't exactly retrace from that gap. Instead of that, it retraced from that gap. That was the annoying thing. Okay, remember how long? Until the 50% at least. More importantly, for this buy sell liquidity. Another idea for those people who are bearish. Okay, this is the idea for those people. If you are bearish, I'm going to remove the opening gap from my chart because now I have a lot of lines over here. And if you are bearish, look at this high and the low. See this 50%, 6 on 8 level. They're the most important level for the retracement. As long as it's not going to touch this line, don't take a sell. For example, it will fall from there and then, okay, it has already touched the 50%. So like any kind of selling opportunity you'll get now, you can go for that. I'm not interested to take the sell, so I'm not talking about sell. But if I were bearish, I would wait for the retracement at least until here or here, then look for the sell side liquidity. I'm actually bullish for this buy side liquidity, so I'm not going to take any short of. Uh, I'm not framing any sell over here. Maybe I'll be wrong, and market will actually fall and take this sell side. I don't give a shit, but I'll keep framing the buy setup. This gap is important to me, that gap is important to me, that gap is important to me. So all of them are important to me. See how I'm bringing old gap. And now I'm not simply showing you some gap and I'm saying, oh, look at these gaps. No, I'm explaining them and giving you a live example. Unfortunately, I was not able to give you the example from the water block because it just missed the line just for a tick. If it could guys, if you have the idea, opportunity, check the NQ and see if it has traded the old water block. If it has done, then this is really an awesome idea. Awesome information. Okay, let me actually see some of your comment. Some of your comment. So the one 10:16 a.m. water block, 10:16 a.m. water block. This one, no, it's not an water block. I was explaining that, Suzy one, because it missed this line, which is an old water block. Actually, here there is an old water block that has been missed over here. That's why I was not able to frame the water block by here, like this one. I was not able to frame a water block by here. So it's not an water block. But again, some of you can think this is the water block, but actually what happened over here, I've shown you already. This gap should be violated. The best case of scenario to take if there is a swing high, that swing high. If there is no swing high above the gap, if there is a gap, that high at least need to be taken. And then the retracement should happen until 50% or 6 on 8 level. So here, 50% or the 6 on 8 level. It come here, trade this gap, lowest down close body close candle, water block, tap to the water block, boom. How long? until at least the 50% of this old 15-minute gap. Why? Because that is the 50% of this dealing range, as well as the old gap that has been respected so many times. One, two, three, and finally came here. Fourth. This is the fourth time it is going to respect over here. That's why the 50% of this gap. Now I prefer this to be broken and go for this buy side liquid, but we'll see if it provide me another opportunity. It's just for 10:33. I've already give you a lot of information, guys. You should appreciate me by pushing the like button. ICT concept is so much confusing, right? But when I'm explaining, guys, give me a true opinion, okay? Just don't hesitate. If you feel like this is really bad, tell me directly, okay? So that I can improve myself. Okay, I need to give more information to them. Uh, the way I'm explaining it, okay? But again, this gap, I missed this gap thanks to Uchuk because he mentioned that gap. That is the most important gap. For last 3 years, I'm trying to explain you this gap. For last 3 years, I'm just explaining you this gap over here. This is the last fair value gap. Is this gap important? Too much important, man. Too much important. Again, from the 15-minute chart, it's much more cleaner. So give me some feedback, guys. Is that helping you to understand this market? I'll keep this, okay? So this is the 6 on 8 level. I'm just observing them. No buy is valid anymore. Again, if I take the buy, that was the last opportunity for me to take the buy. If this market could tap here and build a bullish order block, I could take the buy from the 22 YT model bullish order block. So unfortunately, market didn't do that. So only opportunity I missed. The same way I didn't take the sell, the same way I'm not going to take the buy as long as it's not going to retrace. Okay, where should what should be the retracement if it want to retrace from this low, not that low? Remember, not that low, this low. Why not that low? Because this low didn't clear any swing low. This low has cleared a lot of swing low. To that high, 50%, 618, unfinished business. So if it come over here, here, and then I'll be able to take a buy from the order block. If it happens, then and only then I'll be able to take a buy from the order block. Otherwise, I have to let this go. So I'm gonna keep this 6 on 8 level over here to this specific dealing range. So can it come like the retracement should happen from here to until there and then the buy setup. If it doesn't do that and keep going higher, I've already missed the buying opportunity. Yes, this is the way, brother. If bottom not giving entry, absolutely, man. Sometimes it happens. Thank you, brother. I asked the question about the water block before you explained. Oh, okay. Sorry, man. I didn't read your comment, Sujivan. I think you will better than I say. Oh no, please don't say like that way. He's my mentor. He's always right. Guys, I'll smoke, okay? Please don't mind. I highly appreciate if you don't mind. I have to smoke. It's been a long time I didn't smoke. So far I got like huge profit, man. From there to there. It was 200, 200 handle, something like that. Look what I'm waiting for. 6 on 8 level of this dealing range is going to be respected. So there is an scalping idea. From here to here, there is an scalping idea. What is the best setup over here? Inversion fair value gap. That is the area where I'll look for an inversion fair value gap. So for example, like I'm going to remove this one. Look, this is an scalping idea. If it is according to your bias, then and only then you will take this trade. If it is not according to your bias, let it go. For example, I am bearish. I'm thinking this is going to be taken. What I will do? This gap, and then it has taken this high, respected any of this gap here. Okay, this gap. See this candle low, this candle high. Sorry, excuse me. This area. So any of this area inside of these old gaps here, they are also important. I'm not going to explain them. And there, then closed below this gap, tap to this gap. I'm interested to take a sell until here. Ammo, What do you mean by positional prop from account, brother? My English is too bad. So what do you mean by positional prop from account? As I need to smoke, okay? Please don't mind. I have also shown you the fake SMT. Okay, fake SMT has been already shown to you as well. Yes, please don't forget to push the like button and subscribe to our channel. If you are with me in our Twitter, I'm going to give a one account, 150K account actually tomorrow. If you are with us in our Twitter, please make sure you have just give a like and repost it. Join our Discord, follow, like, repost. Like three friends, okay, something like that. And just to join to our Discord. If any of you are interested to join our Discord, you can join us through this link. So I'm gonna keep it to the comment box here. Okay, so that is the link you can join through. Like Apex closes position end of the day. One that can allow taking trades for more than 2 to 3 days. I don't know that. Anybody knows that knows about that? I'm going to give one account tomorrow, another one account just for the members. Those people who are member, they will get one. I mean, they will draw one account on Friday, I guess. But tomorrow's account, you don't need to be member to our YouTube. I mean, to our YouTube channel. Okay, so it's good if you are just our subscriber. It's good. By the way, that guy Koshi asked a question. If any of you know the reply, please give him the reply. One that can allow taking trades for more than 2 to 3 days. So is there any prop firm like that? If you know, please help him. By the way, guys, in the pin comment, I just put the solar just a link. Okay, so if you click on that link, it will drive you over here. If any of you are interested to donate some money over here, I highly appreciate it. I need some donation for the solar system because I am facing a lot of electricity problem as I am in Bangladesh. So if you donate me some here, I highly appreciate it, guys. Okay, it's not something you have to do it, but if you do it as a appreciation, I highly appreciate it as a friend, as a brother, as a family member. Thank you so much. So it's not a spam or some kind of link. So you will drive to this page so that you can donate some if you want. Okay. Don't have X, only TikTok. No worries, man. Jabim. Make sure you are tomorrow with us. Just make sure you are with us tomorrow, okay? Remember, not taking the buy. I need the retracement. If you take that high, then this is gonna be my inversion parabolic gap to take the sell. So something like this, okay? Then from here, buy. This is the plan. I'm not going to take the buy. What else can happen? This can happen, okay? This can happen. If this happen, I'm going to miss the trade. I'm not going to regret for that. But if it happens, if I can either try that sell, which is risky, but I can try that buy, that is high probable buy. But sell is also valid. But again, if it happens, I'm not able to enter into this market again. So let's see what the market is going to do. First, plan your trade, then execute your trade according to your plan. So plan your trade, trade your plan, something like that. Hey Andres, no brother, I'm in Bangladesh right now, brother. I came on March, I guess. On March, I came back to Bangladesh. I think only CFD platforms allow holding trades for days. Okay, that's a good reply. Thank you so much, brother. So Koshi, I think you have to switch to CFD platform like FTMO. Is there any other? I think FTMO or I don't know, safety platform who are actually the best. But you can try some platform. They are allowing you to trade the CFD. Okay, they are the CFD platform. I hope you will be able to hold the trade for days. It's called the swing trade actually. So I hope you'll find that things actually. I have not heard of any platform that allows swing trading, but you could switch for it, Koshi. Hmm. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for helping. I love you guys. Okay. We should help each other. By the way, guys, is there anyone who take any kind of trade and is still profitable today? Or you are in a small loss, something like that? Just share it with us, okay? So that I can take it more seriously to find another setup. If you are profitable, simply close your trade. Even close my stream, okay? Don't waste your time over here. Go outside, do some gym, swimming, then cycling, play the chess. I showed you. Uh, do something else, not trading. If you are already profitable, but if you are in a small loss, like you tried one time, it's a loss. Then wait with me, okay? By the way, this idea is for the inversion gap. It doesn't need to make the inversion gap over here. Only, I mean, 22 YT model is also valid to take the sell. Why? Because this is now trading the 15-minute old gap as inversed way, as well as 15-minute bearish gap over here. So I have the higher time frame as well. So it doesn't need to build the 22 model only. It can also build the inversion gap only. It can also build the 22 YT model. So I'm going to remove this, and so that I can see the market in a better way, if it can provide any opportunity. Should I promised myself that I'm not going to smoke when I'm going to come to the live, because some of you are really senior to me. It's Please don't mind, okay, guys, but I can't stay without smoking. This is really so disgusting. I'm trying to get rid of this trap, smoking trap, but by anyhow, I can't do that. I'm trying my level best, trust me. Previously, I needed like 2 pack in one day. Now these days, it's a bit lower, like 14, 15, 16 is more than I think. So I'm still trying actually. Now, if Suziban is over here, this is for Suziban only. I try to remember the name, but I can mistake. I think Suziban. I'll show you something, Suziban. If you remember, few days ago, I shared this idea in our YouTube channel. Look over here. This market came to the most logical level, right? 618 level. And now I'm confused. Does it really would love to go for this buy side liquidity, or does it want to fall for this sell side liquidity and that sell side liquidity? In that type of scenario, I'll take my decision with the confirmation first for that thing. Okay. Look, I have found the 22 bearish model over here. There, okay. So this is the 22 bearish model. As I'm bullish, I'm expecting this market will keep going higher. In that type of scenario, I will take a sell from the confirmation. That means if it come here, build a bearish order block, I'll take that sell for here. Now, for example, it is not interested to fall. In that type of scenario, I'll take the buy. How? It will go higher and give me a bullish market structure shift. There will be a fair value gap. I'll simply take the buy from that fair value gap. Not going to wait for the order block confirmation. To take the sell, I need the confirmation because I'm expecting this will go higher and take the buy side liquidity. Now, vice versa, I was thinking this is going to fall. In that type of scenario, if I'm thinking it is going to fall, in that type of scenario, I prefer this market to work like that way. This lower market structure shift is going to happen later, not at first, later. First, this market will give me a bullish market structure shift here. In that type of scenario, remember, I'm bearish, not bullish. In that type of scenario, I will wait for a confirmation buy, order block confirmation, order block buy. To take a sell, after doing this, if I would love to take a sell, this market has to simply fall and give me the bearish market structure shift. I'll simply take the sell from this gap, not the confirmation from the order block. Simply take the sell. If I'm not mistaken, I was talking about this with Suzivan. So this is that area. Okay, I'm going to give you a live example. Now look over here. This gap. If I want to take a sell, because my plan is this market will come here and then go higher for this buy side liquidity. So I want to take a small scalp over here. So what I will wait? Will wait for a bull candle to trade this gap, then confirmation for an order block to take the sell from there. Okay. If it doesn't do that, instead of that, simply give me a bullish market structure shift above this gap. I'll simply take the buy. If none of them happen, I'm not going to take any trade. This is not my inversion gap. Even though the inversion gap is valid to take the sell, it is not the inversion gap. If one of the leg could take this high, took that high, I would be in this trade already from this inverse gap over here. So this candle confirmed, I'm already in a trade, and boom, for this line. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. None of them has been happened over here. So watch this market and see how I'm going to break it. Remember, where did it came? To this specific dealing range, 50%, 6 on 8 level. Now I'm watching this specific dealing range. I know that it's bit confusing, but if you keep watching, you'll understand what is my plan. Look at this dealing range. Yeah, it could simply respect the upper quadrant of this dealing range, which is here somewhere, I guess. Here somewhere it will be. It can simply do that, but it has a high probability to fall here, and more importantly, to the 22 unfinished business market structure shift fair value gap 6 on 8 level. So it will come here and then build a bullish order block and then keep going higher. So this is scalping here, small scalping, long run for the buy side liquidity. And for example, it just trade here and then keep falling here. After that, it never go higher, simply keep falling. Either you will hold the trade or you are just done for your trading. Okay. So look at this. Watch it with the wizard. How we are going to break the market. I'm not able to even take, even if it fall, keep falling, I'm not able to take the sell because this word block. If I would love to take the sell from this word block, the stop loss will be 80 handle, something like that. So difficult. So better look for the buy instead of taking sell. Let's see if it can give us a buying opportunity. Even if I would love to take a buy, I won't be able to enter into the buy because of the volatility. This is highly volatile. Okay, so this one candle is kind of 80 handle, something like that. Yeah, 60, 70, 80 handle. So remember, I'm bullish. Okay, so what I'm seeing, this is not the market structure shift. This is the liquidity. So market has cleared the liquidity. I'm going to remove this. It has cleared the liquidity, and this is a swing high actually, which is valid for shifting market structure. It would be awesome if it could shift this high, but still that is also valid for shifting market structure. So what do I do now? Let me remove this. What do I do now? I'm going to remove this gap because they're not important. That gap is not important, and this is the gap so far. So now my limit order, I'm not going to take it because this is highly volatile. Okay, so my already I have put a limit order over here for maybe the last fair value gap here. Until the last fair value gap is more than enough for being profitable. Just watch it, okay? So I'm going to avoid this losing trade. How? Just waiting for the confirmation. And then I'm going to take the confirmed winning trade. How? By entering into the 22 YT model. Okay. So if it build this 20, I mean this gap, then my entry will be from that gap. If it build this gap, okay. I can try by two micro contract and by putting my stop loss over here, which is 54 handle here, 23 handle. Okay, I'll try this one by one micro contract, just by one micro contract. Okay, uh, limit order. Actually, mm, I'm just taking the risk for one microcontroller. Do you know why? Because I can't put my stop loss below this low, which is if it could trade the 6 on 8 level, yeah, of course, I would take a huge risk. But as it didn't do that, so I'm taking the lowest risk possible. Okay. So let's see if it can take me. There you go. I'm in a trade. It can, of course, trade this gap, which is I'm going to use as a breakaway gap. So I've just covered the stop loss by the opening of this breakaway gap, entered into the 22 YT model entry model. I've already explained this long time ago, guys. Okay. Now look at this. I entered into one micro contract. Okay, just by one micro contract. So I'm not able to take the partial. But for example, I entered into this trade with two micro contract. Where should be my partial? 38 handle. What is that? Look at this. 38 handles. See, already I'm in profit. Already I'm in profit. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put my stop loss to the break even. Why? Because I'm not able to take the partial. So if either I have to close the trade right now, or I have to put my stop loss to the break even. So even if it doesn't fall, I'm going to let this go. So how did you find that? Market structure shift, fair value gap. Did you take the sell? No. Why? Because you are bullish. So what do you need? A bearish order block to take the sell. Now, did it build the bearish order block? Of course not. So what does it mean? That's the liquidity. Market is not interested to come until here. You get the bullish market structure shift. Again, I'm not saying this is a beautiful market structure shift. That is actually beautiful market structure shift, unfortunately. However, do I need the confirmation? Of course not. Entry fair value gap, enter, boom. Where? Last fair value gap, around that area. Okay. So here. So I'll try to hold it until this area. I'm just not sure that I'll get that boom or not. Look, 80 handle. Okay. So far, it has been moved 80 handle, man. Come on. This is an idea you are going to generate by watching this market. I'm just going to close the trade, okay? Because I'm not able to take the partial. So I'm going to close the trade around that area, 80 handle. It's good, not bad. Does it make any sense, guys? I have explained this, okay? Like it's not something random. This is an idea you are going to generate, and this is how you are going to read the ICT concepts. That you're going to using the ICT concept. I could get stopped out here, okay? Because my stop loss was too tight, absolutely too tight. I mean, if it doesn't work, I'm going to get stopped out. This breakaway gap I was expecting not going to touch because of this 50-minute old bullish gap here. So I was more interested to see the 50% need to stop the market and send it higher. Fortunately, it simply tap here and keep going higher. Oh, good. Simply good. If it make any sense to you guys. I took buy from the first inversion parable gap. Congratulations, brother, for your boom. What is your first inversion parable gap? I don't know. Almost to the TP. I hope you will find your TP, brother. I'm watching this gap actually, but remember, these are the most dangerous area. This market has an probability to retrace from here one more time. So just be careful about these two gap. They have the most potential to stop the market and send it lower again. I just didn't add the volume imbalance. So you can also add the volume imbalance for better betterment. Yes, I would take partial now because we are trading first presented fair value gap. Wow, that's cool. That's cool, man. Awesome explanation, brother. Amazing live walkthrough. No other YouTuber will explain like you, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for that feedback, brother. Those who are here in this stream, take it from me. Nobody explains price action like TTSMC trader. He is gem that no too many people know about. Okay, that was over exhausted. I agree, Sujiban. Thank you so much. Trader Cups, by the way. This setup, this thing, I promise you, brother, it's not something random. I explained it again, again, again. I mentioned Sujiban's name because I still believe I was talking this to him. I was mentioning him because he was asking me the question. If I'm not mistaken, I mean, Sujiban can confirm. I have talked about these things like when it is in the middle of the run, 6 on 8 level, 5 on 50% level. And I got both sell sides, sell market structure sheet, buy market structure sheet. Which one I'm going to believe? If my bias is bullish, which is here, actually I'm bullish because I got already the confirmation from the upper quadrant that market is going to go for this buy sell liquidity. And so far it is rejecting from the last bullish period. So I'm interested to see the bull setup. Okay. So if I'm bull setup, then I will wait for a confirmation entry from the fair value gap. Order block confirmation, I'm going to enter. If this market after this, okay, give me the bullish market structure shift, I don't give a shit. I'll simply enter over here. But yeah, again, we can come until this breakaway gap or maybe very near to this low. In that type of scenario, that is disaster and you will get stopped out and you have to take re-entry. You have to manage them all of them because this is volatile market. So I take my risk with this breakaway gap. Even I put it over there. Look at my risk. Even if I went with one micro contract, like here, right? So entry was around that area. So it was like 35. I saw that 33 handle. Now I'm seeing it's 38 handle. Okay. I thought that it was 33 handle. However, it was one micro contract only because the volatility was too much. I think it was 38 handle. That's why I took one micro contract because if it was 30 handle, I would go for two micro contract at least. So yeah. By the way, what did I close the trade? Okay, I closed the trade here. I wanted to close the trade while it will tap to this gap. Remember, this is the most dangerous area. This two gap is the most. Now, this is the first presented gap. Okay, I have no argument with that. If you avoid this gap as a first presented gap, this is also a strong bullish PDRA. At the beginning, this market cleared the liquidity trade, the bullish PDRA gave you the market structure shift, fair value gap, only gap. Trade that gap, order block, respect to order block, take the buy side liquidity. This gap, when it is going to be respected, I mean, sorry, market is coming again over here, is an extremely important gap. And above this gap, that was the bearish gap, right? So when this market has confirmed I'm going to go higher, it has built this bearish gap as well. And then respected this bearish gap as well and take the liquidity. So this gap is also a very important gap as well. Okay. I'm not saying they're going to stop the market and sending it lower, but it has the power. So if it go through them with speed, like this type of candle, that is the thing you will wait for over here. Like speedy move through this gap. That is a confirmation I'm going for this last gap. And then finally, if the last gap is broken, buy side liquidity is on the queue. So far it has been broken. I need another candle that is going through this gap, and then I'll be confident that this is coming for this liquidity. And let's see. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for all of this appreciation, all of this feedback, all of these things. I try my level best so that you guys can learn it with logics. I'm just generating the idea depending on the market. What type of market? At the beginning, I was really so confused what to do around that area when this market was falling. I was really confused what to do over here. And then when I saw this and then gap, I was not confident enough to take the buy over here. Why? Because it is extremely volatile. So if I'm wrong, I'm going to get a huge loss. So when I saw this market actually closed above this candle, I was waiting for a smaller order block actually. So I could use this candle as a smaller order block, but I preferred that week over here instead of the order block. ICT has talked about that more than me. So you guys can watch that week quadrant level, how to use them. So I preferred to take the buy over here, but I saw the buy side liquidity is here. Okay, that is the buy side liquidity actually. It was just 1:1. So 28 handle risk, sorry, 28 handle risk for 29 handle profit. I just let this go. I didn't take that trade. Then I generated the idea to take a sell for this low, more importantly, that low, and finally for this sell side liquidity. So I framed the sell from that inversion fair value gap, and then I closed my trade below the sell side liquidity. Now then it fall until here. I don't give a shit. Now look at this. How beautifully it engineered the sell side. I don't care. This liquidity is inside the last bullish PDRA. This has no value. Like here, see this low? Maybe it has built some liquidity also here. It doesn't have any value. If it doesn't clear it immediately, it has 0% possibility to come back and clear that liquidity. So when I saw this, I'm already interested to take the buy. But unfortunately, it was not working according to my idea. That's why I didn't take the buy from this order block. If it could come here, and then the same thing happened, I was in this trade at the beginning of the run. So this is the beginning of the run. If I miss this trade, I have no way to take the entry around that area. What I have to wait? Remember, what I have to wait for this leg. If I find that leg, that is another opportunity to take the buy. If it doesn't give me this leg, like here, did it retrace? No. So I'm not allowed to take any sort of sell over here. No sell is valid over there. So you need this leg to take the buy. Then I found that leg over here. See this leg? Now, how far this leg can maximum fall? 6 on 8, unfinished business from the 22 YT model. That is the best area. In the meantime, I found a market structure shift over here. Fair value gap. Am I going to take the sell because I'm believing it is coming for this? Of course, I'll go for that. How? If it give me the confirmation. Did it give me the confirmation? Absolutely not. What else did it give it to? Market structure shift, entry fair value gap, breakaway gap. I took the entry from here, and so far this gap is still holding. I still believe this is coming for at least here, and finally for this buy side liquidity. But I can be wrong, and market can simply fall right now. I don't need to worry about that, because if I frame the trade here from the entry gap, and if it come until here, which is 172 handle, and then later if you say, brother, it is not enough, I need 500 handle, my hand is up. Okay, I'm not the good guy for you, so you should find someone else. They will be the better for you. Okay, I'm not the guy, to be honest. I respect my risk, so as long as it is in my control, I don't care. If it is out of my control, I don't care about that trade. Even though I took a bit risk over here just to prove you that it is not random, or I'm not confident to go for this type of trade. Even though this market structure shift was not really good market structure shift. So I can't scream like best setup. It was not like that way. So like, is this high has been shifted by this candle and then fall? That would be an awesome trade. Unfortunately, it didn't do that. So it was like forcing the market to give me the entry. I don't appreciate to take this type of entry. So later, please avoid this type of entry. It's not an appreciated entry. Chiru, I have a question. Your account is setting to normal, not hedging, right? Because you put reverse position for TP in trading view. Hedging. It's a lucid trading account, brother. I really don't know what you mean by that. Hey, Pilares, thanks for that 100%. I mean, hedging, you mean like is setting to normal, not hedging, right? I think so. In future market, you cannot hedge unless you are using two separate accounts. It would simply cancel out your first trade if you trade against it in the opposite direction. Okay, thank you so much, Sujivan, for replying him. Sometimes I really don't know what to reply. Look at this reaction from this gap. Now you'll say, brother, it is reacting from that gap, right? This gap is it is reacting from that gap. Let me show you this here, right? You'll say, brother, it is respecting from the 50% of this gap over here. I promise you, brother, this gap doesn't have any value over here. This is the most important gap, which has the value. So if the retracement happen, it will happen either from this gap or from that gap. Even if there was no gap, it would respect from that area. So this is the most important area this market has to break. So you see this speed through this gap. I prefer this gap now worked as a support and let it go higher. Okay, to be honest, I want to see that, but I'm not confirmed that this is going to go higher as long as body is not going to close above this gap, which is this gap has been created over here. This is a very important gap. As my bias is bullish, still expecting this will go higher. If my bias was bearish, I would start to look for some sort of sell from there without reaching for this last gap. From here, some sort of sell, okay? But as my bias is bullish, I'm interested to look for the I'm interested to look for this gap to be broken without any sort of drama around that area. The more it will show the drama here, the more it will be difficult for me to frame another trade. However, this is the London close, so it can give me some sort of reaction, London close reaction. I don't appreciate that, to be honest, but it can give me that London close reaction, and we'll see if it provide me another opportunity to go for it. So thank you so much, guys. I think it's done for today. Okay, in my account, I can have buy and sell same time. Wow, I didn't know that because it is hedging mode. Wow, I didn't know that. Ali Jali, which account you are actually using, brother? Ali Jali, look at this gap. Okay, I really want to see this gap to work as a support because this gap has been broken with speed. So nobody should close below this gap. Not even a single body should close below this gap. So I'm watching it like this. So if I keep it like that way, so it is still holding the market, right? It is holding the market. Now, for a few moments, forget about that gap. Look at this gap. So think like, yeah, I have just only this gap. Which gap has been created here? First of all, that is the first presented gap. Okay. So I'm not using the first presented logic. This logic you will be able to use everywhere. First time it has taken the liquidity, trade this gap, took the buy side liquidity. Then it has violated this gap with speed over here. Then this market came back again inside this gap here. Okay. See here, a bit retracement, then break this gap so strongly here. Okay, look at this. I'm in a trade over here. Now please don't push the button. It's a request to all of you, please don't push the button. I'm in a trade over here. My stop loss below the swing low. If I have the swing low, I have to put the stop loss below that swing low. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any swing low. So I'm going to put it below this candle that has violated this gap with speed over here. Okay. Going to believe not even a single body is going to close below this specific gap. Not even a single body. We can did the damage. We can did the damage. But bodies are going to respect this gap. Which gap? It's coming from here where it is reaching for the last fair value gap over here. Please don't push the button. I'm sharing an idea with you. So, okay, this is how you will be able to read the market. And look at this lowest down close body close candle. It's one of the best order block to me here. Okay, this is one of the best order block to me. OB here. Now, I'm not saying to take this trade or everything. Okay, this is not a plan to take the end. I'm just trying to show you how it should work. It is cash, not capital.com. It's cash on capital. Okay, it's a personal broker. That's cool, man. Not futures. Yeah, that's cool, man. Understand, man. In Bangladesh, we are not allowed to trade the future markets through any kind of broker. So we have to depend on the prop firm actually. Most not only Bangladesh, all over the world have to depend on the prop firm because only US people and the Canadian people they're allowed to use the broker to trade the futures market directly. Okay, so uh, I think we have the only opportunity to trade the future market through the prop firm. If any of you are interested about lucid trading, which is really good trading right now, prop firm right now, please make sure you have used the code T2 Wizard. And if it is your first time, you will get a 50% discount. Please don't take this trade. Okay, I'm just trying to show you an idea around that area to take that trade. How I can take the trade over here. If the order block is going to be violated, that is also cool because market can build another order block as long as it's not going to close below this gap. I don't want to see even a single body to close below this gap over here. Okay, so I'm going to mark it a bit deep way. Take this gap. It's not an idea to take a buy here or sell here. Please don't push the button over here. It's a request to every single one of you. Please don't push the button over here. I'm not in this trade. I'm just seeing can it work over here? Can it work out like the way I'm expecting? Why it is not valid trade? Because this gap is still holding the market. This is one of the important gap ever. So as long as it is not broken, this market can simply fall and come for this area or that area. It can happen as well. Okay. So as long as this is not broken, I'm expecting this is also going to be broken by this type of candle over here. See this candle? Exactly like that type of candle. One body will close out this. I'm so much confident market is coming over here. All I need, not one body, actually at least 2 to 3 body to close above this gap over here, that gap. As long as it's not going to close above this gap, it has a high probability to fall to either this specific gap or the unfinished business of the old 22 IT model outside of this inside setup. It's not an high probable buy. I was just sharing with you guys, okay, how you're going to expect the price action over here. So one candle has closed. I'm not happy to see that. It's a sign. Even if it started to go higher and go above the swing high, I'll immediately start to move my stop loss. Why? Because it left the sign I'm going to fall. If it provide me the opportunity to trail the stop loss, I'll trail the stop loss over here. Okay. Mhm. Okay, it got stopped out. Again, remember, it's not an idea to take the trade because this gap is also holding the market. I was just trying to show you this gap has no valid. except of these two gap. As this gap is broken, I need to see this gap to work as a support and break this gap over here. Both of this gap is important. Here, that one is here, around there. So this gap, I'm going to remove this and that gap. They need to be broken. If both of them is broken, I'm always safe over here. Always I'm safe over here. And market will never, never, ever, ever, ever fall if they can be broken. So I'll wait a bit more actually to see if it can close out this gap. If it close out this gap, remember the last line is last parallel gap. Remember, I'll back. Okay, I'll be back. I'll be back to the Discord and I'll tell you. I told you when the gap is broken, the next line is this last gap. I'll be back to Discord to tell you. I told you. So let's go to the Canada. It's for to trade the futures through the broker. How do you identify a water block? I have done a lot of videos, lot of lives according to the water block. So if you search the study folder, inside the study folder, I still believe I separated the water block video. In that specific video, it's a long video, I think a 1 hour video. I have explained the water block in a very nice way. And just remember all of the those water block I have outlined in my live and I frame the trade from there. Not saying like it's a trade, not trade. Okay, so if there is a trade, I can simply say that this is a trade. High probability, low probability, everything I trade. But if I don't see any high probability, I keep saying don't take this trade. It's not an trade. It's something like just watching, something like that. Okay. Now if I start to talk about the water block, it will take brother another half an hour. I really don't want to spend another half an hour. I'll just wait a bit. I mean, within 5 minutes, if it close above this gap and it will come here, then I'll just close the stream by saying I told you. The first time it will close this high, this low will be protected. This gap low is not going to be taken. It has to close above this gap. This is my belief. Okay, I'm not saying this is going to happen. For example, this candle will close above this high. It will never fall and go below this low. Never ever. I mean, we can go, but body is not going to close. Okay, so this swing low is going to be protected. This is an high probable trade. Like if it close, maybe this gap is good, that gap is good. This one is an high probable trade until there. Please don't take the trade right, okay, immediately. Most logical level above this high. Even it maybe it will never give you an opportunity to enter. However it is, but just look at this. All of this is struggle. Why? Just to break this, not for this gap. This gap has no value. Now this is broken. This gap is broken. Watch how it is coming to this gap. Just watch it. I believe it will do like that way, but I'm not saying this is going to happen. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this market is going to fall. I don't give a shit. But this is how I watch the market. This is a probability to me. See where did it came? That gap, like here, that gap. One more time. So this is really so awesome. If you can enter here, that is the best case of scenario. I mean, if the market gave you the entry from there, that is the best case of scenario. Most area, high probability you are not going to miss the trade here. Next probability to this specific bullish gap. Third probability is here. Maybe you will get the entry, maybe you are not going to get the entry. But if you get the entry, that is the best case of scenario. So from here to until the low of this last gap. Keep watching. If it doesn't reach to that last gap by the next 4 to 5 candle, it will reach over there after 11:30. So it will be a long time distortion. I don't like that time distortion. I need the speed right now. Uh, how? What is that blue gap called? Brother, I don't want to rename anything over here. I have just explained which gap is that, but you can give any kind of name over here. I really don't know how to rename named those type of gap. This gap is the 22 bullish model built the bearish PDR over here. This bearish PDR has been built over here. So bullish model, bullish gap has been traded. In the meantime, it has built the bearish PDR as well over there. So I don't know how to name this type of gaps. For example, you are in this trade and you are afraid to see, oh man, it's going to fall. Of course, it can fall to build a bullish order block with these gaps. Remember this order block? It can fall to build another order block. It doesn't need to do that, but it can do that. Again, please don't enter over here. It's a request to all of you. Please don't enter over here. I'm just trying to show you an idea. Here, this is kind of an uh, area where you have to be very careful because this is called a scalping from this specific area to until the last gap. This is called the scalping. In this type of area, you have to make sure your stop loss is very small and you are not going to take a huge loss over here. All of these things you have to keep that in your mind. So please don't simply go blindly go for the trade. Okay, it's a request to all of you. Maybe it will work, maybe it is not going to work. I don't care, but please don't enter over here. Okay, so 19. I have 3 minutes left. Within 3 minutes, if it doesn't reach to this last gap, it has a high probability for the time distortion because of the time. 11:30 is near, so market will wait for 11:30. It will do a lot of manipulation. After that, it will reach over there. I really don't care, don't want to see the body close below that orange gap. If it close below that orange gap, it's a sign that market will fall again, and I have to start to move my stop loss again. I'm not interested to move my stop loss. So this gap, I'm talking about that gap. Nobody should close below this gap. If it close below this gap, it is a sign that I'll fall again. I don't want to see that fall. Please don't enter over here. It's an idea I'm sharing with you guys. Please don't enter over here. Please, it's a request to all of you. So here, this is the lowest down close body close candle. If the body close above this candle, I'm gonna watch it as an order block. Depending on these specific gaps from long time ago, market has built them long time ago. All I need to see a body close above this line. At the same time, nobody should close below this gap. We can read the damage. I mean, we can fall a bit, but this swing low should be protected. Market should not take this low over here. That low should not be taken, and market should build an order block to go higher. Let's see. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so body has failed to close below this gap. I thought that body has closed below this gap. But look at this. This gap is still holding the market. Okay, for the sake of this conversation, I'm going to keep it here so that you can watch this gap so clearly. Body failed to close below this gap. I thought that it's going to close. All I need the confirmation to close above this candle so that I can move my stop loss from there to here. If the body close above this line, I'll be able to move my stop loss from here to here. Why? Now I will have the order block and body didn't close below this gap, right? Now keep watching. Within 1 minute, it has to reach toward this buy, I mean last fair value gap. So the by the next 1 minute, it has to reach. If it doesn't, then of course there will be no other way for this market to come here before 11:30. In that type of scenario, it is disaster. I mean, you can get stopped out. Lot of things can happen. So by the next candle, it has to reach to the last fair value gap by this candle. Okay, it has to be a very big candle. Otherwise, next 7 to 8 minutes, it's gonna be a time distortion. However, it's not the order block here. The order block is this three consecutive candle. They are the order block around that area. I'm still in the trade T2 and my entry is back at the entry. So you enter here somewhere, right, Marbra? Where did you enter, brother? I forgot. Could you please answer my question? To bro, answer my what is your question, Hamza? Hamza. I don't see your question, brother. What is your question? Can you please let me know what is your question, Hamza? I don't see your any comment over here. This is the first comment I'm seeing today. Hi, Ravi. How are you, brother? However, guys, today I took two trade. One is from here, one is from there. Okay, so just two small trade. Was good, actually, not bad. Okay, now it's in the time distortion actually. So market didn't reach to the level I was expecting. So market will wait in this type of scenario. I'll simply put my stop loss below here because it can simply wait for the time distortion. Either I will get stopped out. So first I'll move it below this order block. In the meantime, if it doesn't go over here, either I'll try to put my stop loss to the break even or I'll put my stop loss to the most logical level because I have to deal with the time distortion now. So until 11:30, 7-8 minutes, I have to wait for this market to reach to the level I'm waiting for. In the meantime, as this market entered into the time distortion, it can do all of these things, bullshit things. This is really disgusting if market decide to go for the time distortion. To be honest, it's really disgusting. So in this type of scenario, most of the time I prefer to put my stop loss to the break even, exactly my time, which is 11:22. Within 11:22, if it doesn't go, I prefer to put my stop loss to the break even without taking any risk because I don't want to fall into the time distortion trap. That is really so disgusting to me. The time distortion, it is really so disgusting to me. Hey, Gothara 3816. Hello, people. Why are those three consecutive candles word block? Because the body has closed above those three candles. That's why I was watching it. But again, we remember first time, then price. So my market fall into the time distortion. I have to let the market to do whatever it wants to do. I'm not interested to hold my trade here. Either I'll close my trade or I'll maybe simply put my stop loss below this low. I'll get stopped out. Maybe. I don't know. Depending on the situation, I take my decision actually. Otherwise, this time distortion is really so much disgusting. You have two new day opening ups there, bro. 950 ish till 965. Okay, I have I didn't know that. I have the new day opening gap as well. Just be careful if you are going against the new day opening gap. Just be very careful. So thank you so much, guys. To be honest, I didn't want to see this come back again to this gap because the job has been done over here. This gap, the job has done over here. It doesn't need to take this low one more time before going higher. But I still believe this buy side liquidity is on the queue and market will go for this buy side liquidity. We'll see around the PM session if it works beautifully. If it doesn't work, perfect. And that was a fake breakout so far. But fake breakout, I don't care. I mean, this is the sign the market will go higher. Just I fall into the trap of the time distortion. I'll get stopped out either to the break even or to the stop loss. Then I will wait for this candle to close above this to take rebuy over here after 11:30. Before 11:30, if it reaches over there, I don't care. But after 11:30, if it give me another opportunity, I'll take that another trade around that area for this last fair value gap by using the same logic. So depending on the situation, if I take get stopped out to the break even, I'll go for the trade. If I got stopped out over here, in that type of scenario, maybe I'll let this go. No sell is valid because that's broken already over here. So when it's broken, I believe, according to my experience, it has to reach to this last cap before coming any of this area. Any of this area, even if it would love to fall for this sell side liquidity, it can fall, but it has to reach to this last cap at first. After that, it has to give me the retracement, reaction, everything has to be done after reaching to the last fair value gap. That is my knowledge according to this market. This is just a time distortion, and market will wait for the 11:30 to reach for this last gap. Let's go, brother. Good night. Thank you. You're most welcome. Uchuk, be profitable, brother. Have a good rest of the evening, brother. I will see you tomorrow, God willing. Thank you so much. Khalid, there is bearish SMT. Bearish SMT. Let me actually check. Yeah, there is a bearish SMT, but still, it has to reach to this gap. I mean, the fake SMT is over here, right? This high, this Nasdaq market has to take this high. So either way, I have a very small SMT over here from 1 minute chart. The 50-minute SMT need to be broken. That is a fake SMT, guys. I don't remember that guy who actually showed me this SMT, but I told you that this is a fake SMT because when the market is going higher, Nasdaq is the strongest one. So strongest sister failed to clear the high, where the weakest sister has cleared that high. So it's a fake SMT to me. So even though it's falling, it will go higher again to clear that buy side liquidity. I believe so. I believe so. And here just the time distortion. So market will wait a bit more time until 11:30, and then you will see it will come over here. If it can break this last gap, the next target is this buy side liquidity. So be careful about trading, man. I'm trying my level best so that I can make the things easier to show you how to enter into this market, how to read the market. Rest is your job. You have to practice. By the way, fake breakout has been confirmed over here that I am broken. This gap is broken, has been confirmed over here. So fake breakout confirmation, boom. You're most welcome, and please push the like button and for hard work for today. Thank you so much, brother. Yeah, guys, please push the like button before closing the stream. See you tomorrow, God willing. Until then, cheers, guys.